Macmazza in Pesaro, Italy. Precision meets innovation. For decades, the company has been developing high-performance beam saws for demanding industrial applications. These machines process a wide range of materials, from panels to plastic, wood and aluminium. Together with Bima Machines, we take a closer look inside the production of Macmazza and its advanced beam saw technology. From engineering excellence to real-world performance, welcome to Macmazza, where machines shape the future of production.
So, Macmazza.
My grandfather Alberto, 100 years ago, he was very young, he started to work the metal. And he was working the metal, doing carpentry, doing building in metals and so on. My father, mechanical engineer, continued this kind of job. And then 50 years ago, Macmazza family started to do beam saws. And 10 years later, my father made the company Macmazza Machines, together with Macmazza family, to profit of our experience in the metalworking and of the experience of the family Macmazza in the beam saws. So in total we have 50 years experience in beam saws. Later on I will show you one machine here that we have from Macmazza family still there and working, of 1975, so it's 50 years old, is there. Now here we are in the metalworking section. Metalworking means buying steel, so the steel is entering from that door, and from the other door the machine is going out. In these very long milling machines, 13 meters long, we can machine with perfect accuracy all the tolerance needed in the machine in very long beams. The construction of the beam saws is mainly done at the basis from beams. So this machine that is narrow but very long is ideal for us to make them perfectly flat, in a way that then over these beams we can move the guides of the movement of every movement of the machine with the long life and very good accuracy. So basically the experience in the metalworking now is addressed to obtain tolerance that normally in the metalworking are not normal, because metalworking is working with the metric in millimeters. But machining, CNC machines, we need to guarantee decimal of millimeters. So we are doing a carpentry inside with the precision needed then from the machine. And these very long beams are going over that carriage, so no truck, no transport, no movement. From here they go directly to the area of the assembling. So this is very important because we have not big movement of long beams that even if you have machine very well, then in the transport they can move. Here there is no transport. From this sector they are going there. And then we make the assembly. So we are safe that this kind of precision we will have also in the assembling of the components.
Yeah.
Here, apart from the milling machines, of course, we have all the machines needed to start from the steel and manufacture components, mechanical components of the machine. So we have a saw for the steel. These two machines have to cut it to profiles.
Yes.
Here is an area where we are also welding the components. So there are some attached and welded each other. Here you see two beams that have been already machined, where the guides are moving over.
Yeah.
Of course, all this construction, before this construction, there is a very deep job of projecting all these components with the three-dimensional software pro engineer, so very good software with the mechanical engineers that are, of course, projecting not only the machine, but each component, how we need to manufacture and with which accuracy required then from the machine, from the assembling that we have on the other side.
Sure.
Here, for example, is an area where we are building the lifting table. There are sometimes quite historical machines. This is a machine very old, but still useful to press and align the beam. Here we manufacture the lifting tables. So also our lifting table, the part of the machine that we use to load very big stack of panels, of course, they must be very strong, but at the same time they have to be very much precise. The fact that we control the full process is not only an advantage for the precision, it's also an advantage for the fact that we can use even more steel than needed. Let's say that the cost of our manufacturing here is not putting 1 more kilogram of steel. We sometimes exaggerate with the quantity of steel because it means for us that more steel is making our final job more easy.
Sure.
Sometimes also more fast.
Yeah.
Our profit is not saving steel.
No.
On the other hand, all our competitors, they buy this kind of components from outside, and they buy from companies that they are doing only
Yes.
metalworking. So where they make money, if they use less steel and
Sure.
less accuracy and less machining.
They try to reduce, of
They
course.
reduce the cost of manpower and the cost of this. Their profit is less manpower, less
Same price.
steel.
Yes.
Our profit is more manpower and more steel, because then we have no problem in the assembly.
Yes.
It's a completely different philosophy.
But you see that on your machines.
Yes. He's building up a part of a lifting table now. You see, this is the fence of a lifting table where they load the stack of panels, and this also must be very precise and also very strong.
Yeah.
Parts where we need very big accuracy, and they are parts in series. Of course, we have sub-supplier in this area, very strong, that they are doing parts that must be very precise in big series with big CNC machines. But inside here we have sometimes old machines, for example, drilling machines like this. But these drilling machines are very useful for us because sometimes we need to make custom solution. And you know, if you go with something custom, with small numbers, to a sub-supplier that have very big CNC machines, they don't want to do one piece.
And it makes no sense.
They will not do one piece. Or if they do, you have to wait 1 month and pay crazy. So our independence in this kind of machines is very important because,
Yes.
okay, making this drilling is more expensive, but when it is special, we can do it, somebody else cannot.
There's also a big benefit of the old normal machines. If you have a CNC center and you do all the 3D work, you are over-engineering the machine. So now you are learning, okay, did I need that hole? No. So your machines are 100%.
I tell you more, that when we are doing a lot of things inside with machines that are not too much complicated, the advantage is also that our mechanics, apart being more custom and more strong, is more easy.
Yeah, sure.
More easy means that if somebody has to change, modify, repair something, they don't need our project, they don't need our drawing, they don't
do
need
it.
very complicated CNC machines.
They do it, yes.
They can do by themselves because the logic is simple.
Yes.
For simple machine, classic machines,
Yeah.
we cut. On that one, we can bend also.
Yes.
Because we are doing not only the strong part of the machine, but also the narrow one, like the cartel protections, for example.
Sure.
Here are parts of a lifting table, moving up and down.
Yeah.
Here, from there, we come here, and in this room we make the painting. Also the painting area, having a painting area inside is critical for us, because when you are doing big series, you find companies that are only painting. They come with the truck, they load a lot of same components, they put inside the cabin and they make in series. For
Sure.
us, it is always one piece, another one, this is
Yeah.
different, this is another. So we need to be independent also here, but this is a big advantage because we are also controlling the timing of
Sure.
we don't depend from sub-supplier also in the timing and also the quality of the painting also.
The basic is nitro or water? Because from the smelling it's nitro.
Nice. Yeah.
Yes.
From here, you see the components finished and painted are placed here, ready for the assembly. Here is the machine front-loaded that we have already disassembled because it is ready to leave for a customer.
Yeah.
Front-loaded. These are the components of this machine ready to go, already packed for
shipping.
For loading. For the ship. This machine that we have under construction is an angular system. As you can see here, there is the layout and the part of the 3D projects of this machine. You see here a lifting table, the part to load the panels automatically, here and here. And then there is the first pusher, the first saw carriage, the second saw carriage. So this is an angular system. So it's two beam saws together with an automatic loading system.
Are the panels running through that?
The panels are going here with the forklifter, and then the lifting table is raising, the pusher is pushing, and then you make the first cut, and then the strip is going to the second machine.
The cross cut.
So this is rip and cross cut. Of course, the machine is open in front with this big rotation table.
Yeah.
So you can rotate the panels or portion of panels how many times you want. So you can do not only rip and cross, but you can do also very complicated cutting program as suggested from the software of optimization to reduce the waste in the maximum way.
You have the space, but after the cross cutting from this unit, are the panels running to the CNC machine maybe?
Okay, this machine can be online with other machines, or after this, for example, customer has driven rollers going directly to an automatic unloading system.
Yeah.
So this machine, all this big plant that is 10 by 15 meters is working with one operator only, and normally this operator is able to cut one full track of cut panels per shift. So of course, respect to a front-loaded machine, we are talking to make in one day the job that a normal front-loaded machine needs 4 days.
Yeah.
4 shifts instead of one.
Sure, with this solution you are much more faster with the cross-cutting.
Of course. At the same time, we are the only one to produce an angular system that we call flexible, because the connection is open in a way that, okay, you have two machines working at the same time, but also you can rotate panels or portion of panels many times in front of the machine. So together with the more productivity, you put together also less waste, because how many times you can rotate panels or portion of panels, the cutting program can be more complicated, and therefore you save material.
Sure. And that's also the money.
Because it's not only rip and cross cut. Normally customers think angular system machine is a machine for big quantity, big series, simple cuts. Here we have the only angular system in the world, because we are the only one to make a machine that is flexible, being anyway an angular system. So one track per day, but also per shift, but also with saving of material, because here you can rotate the panels how many times you want, because the connection is open. All the other angular systems that we also manufacture, of course, are completely automatic, here completely closed, and so you can do rip and cross, maybe another cut, but here you can rotate the panel by the program, panel or portion of the panel 5 times. And the two machines can also work independently. So sometimes you need only to cut the narrow strips. Okay, you do this job with the first machine. At the same time, the operator is cross-cutting other panels in the second machine. So two jobs different at the same time.
Sure.
Today the market is like that. In Europe, sometimes we have the day where we have big series, but most of the time European manufacturers of furniture, or also who is cutting plastic and aluminium, all our customers, most of the time in Europe, they have small quantities. They need to customize the production, small series, and for them the waste saving is very much critical.
Sure.
This machine is allowing the two objects, quantity, series, one operator only if there is an automatic unloading system, otherwise two, one for pushing, one for unloading, but at the same time reducing the waste of material in the maximum way.
But how is Schelling or Homag doing that? No angular system, they are turning into the machine. Okay.
Inside,
Yeah.
yes. Let's say that between the machine rear loaded, that is the first portion,
Yeah.
and the full automatic angular system, we are the only one that are doing an angular system flexible, so open in the middle with this rotation table. All our competitors, what they are doing, they put a rotation table here in the middle. But this rotation here in the middle is only helping you in case of an head cut. So when you rotate the full stack to make a cut on the head. But when you cut all the strips, all the rotations are manual anyway in a monoblade machine. While with the strips we can go in the second machine. Or we can rotate all of them together with using a rotation table.
Sure.
So the operator effort will be a lot less thanks to the rotation table, thanks to the second machine, but at the same time you have the flexibility of a monoblade machine that is open in the front.
Yeah.
So this machine is really in the middle between the monoblade and the angular system full automatic. And not because we put the rotation table in the middle. It's two machines, not only one.
Yeah.
And we allow you to rotate not only the head cut, but also all the strips, if you want, in the first machine, or sending to the second one. So of course the productivity, the flexibility is not comparable to an angular system automatic that is very rigid, but it is also not comparable to a monoblade machine because here you have two saw carriage, two machines.
Sure.
And you see here, the second saw carriage is smaller because this one is 4.3 meters, this one is 1.5. But at the end, the construction, the structure is exactly the same.
Yeah.
So very rigid, very precise. Is really an angular system in every sense, but flexible.
Yeah.
So this is a solution quite unique. For example, I am sure that in your country you have several customers, as in Italy, for example, that they are industrial, they have a nice factory where they have a full automatic angular system and they have a monoblade smaller machines. When they have big series, they go to the full automatic. When they have the small one, they go to the monoblade. Unfortunately, the market today in Europe is pushing a lot more the job of small series. So the big plant is used every day less.
Yeah.
The small machine is working like crazy, but working in this small machine with a lot of manpower is very expensive and hard for the operators. Probably, as it happens in Italy, sometimes customers like this, with only one new machine like ours, they can do the full job. When they have big series, anyway, they have an angular system. When
Sure.
they have a small series, they can work like if they have two beam saws independent.
Independent, yes, sure.
So a customer that is understanding this idea and appreciating, even if they have not bigger space or very big money, they can, on the other hand, reduce the space needed by the two beam saws,
Yeah.
reduce the power needed from the company to dust extraction, put energy to two big machines, especially one, using only one, probably for them enough. In the day that they have big series, okay, they need to make two shifts, okay, they will make two shifts.
Yeah.
But when they need flexibility, they can work with two machines independently.
The space is another topic, because the space that you can cut on your saws, but the space that you need for your saw, it's very...
It's a lot much reduced.
Yeah.
Yes. We are the only one cutting 4.3 needing a body of less than 6 meters.
Right.
And less than 6 meters, we wanted this because less than 6 meters means, for example, entering in a container. Okay, it's not for Germany, but where we ship machines in container is 20 feet container box.
Yeah.
Instead, 40 feet open top.
The
Is
cost.
half of the cost. Half.
Yes.
And also in the factory, it is less than 6. All our competitors cut 4.3 European standard, they need minimum 1 meter more.
Yeah.
And also here, the space is very much reduced because if you put a rotation table inside to rotate 4.3, the machine here becomes double longer
Sure.
and also double slow because of course 70 meters per minute, okay, but how many meters? Here we have 7 meters, they have 10 or 14, it's double.
So rotating inside of the machine is really stupid for the space.
If you don't rotate, you have a very big space always occupied, and the machine a lot slower because the pusher beam has to make always the double run.
Sure.
For what?
Yeah.
While if you rotate in front, okay, when you need you rotate, but the space fixed is a lot less, and the speed of the machine is a lot more.
Sure. And if you don't need to rotate your blades because you have the angular system, how much in percent is the speed different between this system and without it? You have to turn them from the hand, put it in again.
We consider that you can double the production.
Double.
Thanks to the two machines,
Yeah.
to the second machine. You can double. Because here you depend on the operator a lot less. And depending on the operator, it's also a matter in our countries of safeties, of
Sure.
risks, because there is the analysis of the risk.
Yeah.
And how many kilos the operator can move and rotate. This is a matter of law.
We have that in German too.
In Italy also. We have a study of an engineer that is demonstrating that thanks to this air cushion table and the air flotation table rotating, the operator is moving exactly one man, even with the full stack, the kilograms that the European law is allowing. One man.
Yeah.
Mathematical calculation.
Yeah.
Demonstrated this. If you have a machine where you have to rotate in front manually and reintroduce every time, the law is saying 2 operators. So it's already double cost of manpower.
If the owner of the company allows that there are 2 people working on it.
But if there is a control, you understand that
Yes.
if this guy becomes hurt for something,
Yeah.
then they can sue the owner saying
In Germany,
they do. In
Yeah.
Italy also.
well, also important, let's say an angular system or only the beam saw. If I have a customer that wants one, how long do you need to build that we can ship it to Germany?
This is depending, of course, on the moment of the market. Now that we are especially busy, if you ask me a machine like this before summer of next year, I cannot do it. But normally it is not 6 months, it is, let's say, 3-4.
Okay,
Our object is to stay with a machine like this maximum 4 months.
okay.
With normal machine, half or even less.
Yeah.
It depends. The other custom part of us is that doing all the manufacturing of this machine inside, if customer needs this a little bit shorter or longer, this one shorter or longer, this one or this one, we are doing this custom. Sometimes customer here as a pillar, okay, we enter in 2 pillars, okay, we put the machine inside.
Sure.
We make the space custom. Everything can be customizable.
I think that is also a big benefit of your company because you build it by your own, you can customize all of it. If you're going to competitors, they can't, or maybe they do, but they need time.
Consider that there are companies that they have quite good production, but they have not very big companies in space. Space nowadays in Europe is more and more expensive.
Yes.
And for this reason, they cut panels of a small size, because in their warehouse there is no space for big panels.
Yeah.
So the machine, European standard panel, and cut, therefore, is 4.3 meters. But we have done machine 1.5 even, or
Yeah.
2.5 or 3. depending on the panel that the customer is cutting and the space that they have. Basically, we are manufacturing the machine around the size of the panel maximum that the customer is cutting and the space that he has available. Of course, front-loaded machine is not a problem. We are also doing standard size. But when you start machine with lifting table, angular system, the space here is very critical.
Yeah.
So if you can do it at the size the customer needs, sometimes there are customers like Luxottica doing glasses, very famous, the number one in the world. It's Italian, but they are owning brands like Ray-Ban in USA. They are owned by an Italian company. It's a huge company, and they have already 3-4 machines of ours in a line where there is a space for 10 of them.
But
and
what are they?
1.5 by 1.5 because they cut plastic.
Plastic, okay.
And is the plastic for the glasses.
Yeah.
They cut only rectangles.
And then milling it out.
Then they make this in the other machine.
Yeah.
And we made for them machines 1.5 by 1.5, very small.
It's like the cross-cutting unit.
Even if the company is so big, even then they have problem of space sometimes. They have.
Sure.
When you cut plastic and aluminium, it's very common, for example, to cut panels very small. And this customer is asking machine small, not to occupy too much space, and also to be faster. We can do it. Our competitors not. They will say minimum 3 meters.
Yeah.
Because they start from the good experience where, especially in Europe, nobody is asking a machine cutting less than 3.2. Because minimum, they say, I want to cut 3.2.
Yeah.
So,
But a standing saw is not here today.
sorry? Yes. Here.
Ah.
Here is another front-loaded machine ready to live. This one, front-loaded. Here is the pusher. They are still testing some things, but it is finished. Here the air flotation table ready to live. The wheels table at the back. And here are the vertical saws. Here is a used one, but
Perfect.
this is ours.
Yes.
This machine is a machine that we are doing vertical, but with some solutions typical of the horizontal, because we know which are the limits of the vertical. You need to work with 2 operators that are expensive. Therefore, we have decided to put these grippers.
Yeah, the clamps.
Where with the clamps you keep the panel up, and therefore one operator can work with the machine.
Yeah.
The big portion of the panel is always clamped, grip. And here you can also this shelf put one personal computer using the same software of optimization, the same label printer of the horizontal beam saws.
Yeah.
And therefore, let's say that in the vertical saw that normally is considered the machine less smart, in reality we are putting exactly the same brain, the same software, very complete, of an horizontal beam saw.
Sure.
Then we have also the scoring blade as a standard. Nobody in the vertical saw is putting the scoring blade as standard. We do, because we want a good, very good cut quality also here. And we have the visualization of the size that you are cutting here and there. They are visualized in the screen.
Yeah, they are digital.
That you are cutting here and there, and therefore also the precision. You can check it.
Yeah.
If the machine is precise or not.
What I also saw in the videos is if you're pushing it too high and you can't reach it, you have.
This piston.
Yes.
So, yes.
Yes.
If the operator is not too tall, we help the operator with these simple things that we prefer not putting an head motorized because it is expensive. We prefer that the customer put his money over the grippers. Because
Yes.
the motorized head is not allowing you less manpower. Absolutely. The
No.
operator is here watching the machine moving.
Yeah. This
But
feature is much more better.
this one are
And you can cut from downstairs
Exactly.
because you know most of the blades.
exactly. It's not heavy. Of course, we have to consider here to make something rigid, but at the same time not too heavy. And the movement is over linear guides.
Yeah.
Here the grippers are over linear guides, so the mechanics used is top quality mechanics.
Yeah.
And even here in the cross-cut fence, we have an encoder and a belt with teeth and the pinion, so that the precision in the movement is very, very important. So without making the machine empty, you can put one piece here, cut for something, and then go, but still the machine is full.
Can you adjust these?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
You can move up and down. Even this machine is quite strong. We have 5 strong lengths on the floor to adjust them to be perfectly adjusted and leveled on the floor. Then for the CNC machine, I think it is better that you wait for Filippo. Maybe he can explain.
Yes.
Better.
The battery also tell us we are finished.
Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about the beam saws from Macmazza or the drilling machines from Quiccio, you can ask us anytime. We from Bima Machines are the main dealer in Germany for Macmazza and Quiccio drilling machines and beam saws. You can visit our website and can watch all our videos on YouTube.